and 51 pole positions. We all had fun. He made it fun. I mean, you know, we have fun every time we get together yet. I mean, just every time he comes to visit, it's just so much fun having him. So Eddie and Lynn decided they would paint the car, this Daytona 500 car this year, the same paint scheme as used in famous 1976 Daytona 500. So they came to the media tour, and wait a minute, back up here. I got to tell you this story about he likes to pick, and he used to hide from me when he got ready to qualify, and then he'd get behind the car and watch me look for him. But usually after he did that, he always sat on pole. But this time we was at Darlington. Of course, we had a cigarette light in the car. And so he gets a good run off of 4, breezes by Buddy back at the start-finish line, lighting a cigarette as he passes. Which is just one of many things he used to do. So he's still very competitive today. Ed and Lynn wanted to paint this year's Daytona 500 car same as the 76 winner, honoring David going into the Hall of Fame. So he came to the media tour to watch it be uncovered. Edsel Ford was there. I told Edsel, I said, David won 14 straight races in the 1937 Ford. So Edsel's thinking, you know, is this in his early days of racing? And I said, no, that was 2 years ago. Showing how competitive he still is. So David, on behalf of the Wood Brothers Racing Team, my brother Glenn, my 2 nephews, Eddie and Lynn, and myself, want you to know how proud we were having you as our driver. And also to tell you, you were the best thing that ever happened to the Wood Brothers. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce to you the greatest driver in the history of NASCAR, Mr. David Pearson. On this day, 23rd day of May, 2011, it is my honor to formally induct David Pearson into the NASCAR Hall of Fame and present him this inductee ring.
Thank you, Russell. Glad it mattered. Appreciate that. What can I say after all they said? Yeah. But anyway, I want to thank the good Lord and the family. Don't be laughing. For putting up with me while I was racing and everything. So it was good, and especially the fans. I got quite a few from the Y. Got a bus and come up here today, so I appreciate them coming up. And of course I appreciate all of it. And let me tell you about the guy that really got me started into Cup racing, the sprint racing. A guy by the name of Ralph Sawyer. He was a policeman on Spartanburg's police force, and he rode a three-wheel motorcycle. So he told me, he said, and I was working at the SO station back then, it's an Exxon now, in Rogers SO. And we had a remote radio out there, you know, advertising a service station. So Ralph come in one day and he said, look here. He said, let's go out here and get on the radio and tell the people that we're going to start a fan club for you and raise some money to buy Jack Smith's car. He had one, Bud Moore had done it, that they had one for sale. It was a dirt car. I said, I can't do that. We don't know. You know, there's no way, because I was winning quite a few races on the dirt then and back in the early days. So I didn't want to do that, but he did anyway. He went out there and started getting what money he could, and he'd come by the station. He would give me quarters, nickels, dimes, and just anything he could get at the end of the day. And so he kept doing that. And I said, this ain't going to work, you know. He said, oh yeah, well. Said, they done the same thing for Cotton Owens. I said, and got him a car. So anyway, that's what we done, or they were done, you know. And he forced me to go buy that car, which I didn't have enough money to buy it, but I bought it from my dad and all that stuff. And my brother run a body shop, so I carried it over there and straightened the dents out on it and painted it up and got ready to go to Daytona. So I said, well, and the guy that Edmund Rogers, who owned the service station at the time, he gave me his credit card to buy the gas to go to Daytona and come back. I said, now what am I going to do when I get down there? You know, I didn't have no money. And I said, well, when I get there, maybe I can call my daddy and he'll send me enough money to buy me some tires. So I got down there, knowing I didn't have no money to buy tires when I got there. So I told him, I did call it, told him I had to have some money to buy tires. I couldn't even start the race without new tires. So he sent me some money, and I bought, I think, a set of tires, and I might have got two. I doubt it, but I got two of them anyway, but I guess. And I run the race and got the car ready and run, and I was running, and I was running pretty good, and the car quit. So when I come in the pits, Bud Moore, it was a distributor, so he changed distributors for me and set the time by just listening at it, you know. So got it going, and so I went ahead and finished that race. I don't even know where I finished, but it was decent, I think. So then getting the car ready to run some of the short tracks. In fact, I did. I won Hickory, I think, with it, you know, and outrun Junior Johnson. So that tickled me to death when I done that. But anyway, it was dirt then back at Hickory, and so after that, you know, Ray Fox come to Charlotte here. He didn't have nobody to drive his car. So a few people, Bud, Cotton, and I understand Joe Littlejohn, told Ray they ought to let me drive his car, that they thought I could do him a job, good job. So he said, who in the hell is David Pearson? You know, they said that's what he said. So I didn't know Ray Fox either. So anyway, after about 2 days, somebody called me. I don't even know who it was now. Said, you want to drive Ray Fox's car, you know. Said it's a factory car. And I said, well, sure, I'll do that. So anyway, they talked to me, so I come up here to try it out, you know, and I went out there and run. I run pretty good. So I come in. Ray said, how does it handle? What's it do? I said, Ray, I don't know how it's supposed to handle. I ain't never run this fast before in my life. But anyway, I run good, and in fact, I led the first lap, you know. So I think Junior drove it in a 100-mile race, it was back then, I think. And so I started third, and anyway, I just took the lead on the first lap and led it. And of course, I led quite a few of them laps that day, you know. And I ended up winning the race, so that just fixed me right up. So after done that, he asked me, he said, do you want to go to Daytona and run? I said, well, sure, I'll go down there, you know. And I went down there, and I was lucky enough to win Daytona. Then after I'd done that, of course, some of the hot dogs or fireball lines, I think, had trouble. So when he come back up and got in front of me, and so they told, Smoke Unit told him, said, how about pulling Pearson up there to pass Fred Lorenzen? And of course, I just hung right on the back of the fireball, and we kept going to the front. And when I got up to Fred, Fireball quit. He just pulled over, and I just went on and passed Freddie and then won that. So then after that, he wanted to know if I wanted to go to Atlanta. I said, sure. So we went to Atlanta and won that one, you know. And at that time, nobody had won 3 big races in 1 year. So that just fixed me right up, you know. So Ray was like in Daytona. He didn't want to run too many races. He run 5 or 6 a year, I guess it was, you know. But anyway, he didn't want to run no more. And about that time, right before that, Cotton had signed up with Chrysler Corporation for him to run Dodges. So he called me and wanted to know if I wanted to run with him and would run more races. And that suited me fine. Yeah, I said, sure, I'll do that. So anyway, I went with Cotton, and we had good success. I won the championship with him in '66. Then we was running, and of course I won about 20-something races, I believe it was, with Cotton. And we was getting ready to go. Let me tell you what happened to us recently. We broke up. Was we still the best of friends. In fact, I go get him every Sunday after the church, and we take him out to eat and everything, him and Doug. So anyway, like I say, we are the best of friends that they are. So I went and was going to Columbia to run on a dirt track, and so I went by Cotton's, and the truck, everything was sitting out there with a car up on it, and I said, where's Cotton? They said, he's going home to take a shower. I said, well, that's good. You know, of course, we'd already took a shower. And so I said, we didn't know whether we needed anything or not. And they said, yeah, so we need some ice for the cooler. I said, well, we'll just go get some. So they got in the car with me, and so we took off and went to the ice house and got a bag of ice, 50-cent bag of ice, I guess it was. So come back, and the truck was gone, and the car was gone. I said, he's done run off and left us, you know. So, and what happened when he come back, he thought we had run off and left him. So it made him mad, so he just pulled the car and truck and everything back in the garage. So here we went hauling to Columbia. Got to Columbia with no Cotton. we didn't know where he was at, you know. So anyway, I didn't get to run Columbia. Then come back, and then the next day I said, well, I'll go up here to the garage, see what happened, you know. And went up there, all the guys were standing on the outside. I said, what happened? What y'all doing out here? He said, he fired us. You know, that's just short enough, you know. So I went in there where he was at, and I said, what are you doing, firing everybody? He said, yeah, if you don't like it, you can go too. So I said, well, I don't like it. So anyway, I turned around and walked out. So I told them, I said, well, I just quit too. You know, there ain't no name that, you know, somebody. So I don't even know he got to drive after that. But anyway, in between him and Hall and Moody, where I went next, every once in a while I'd drive for Bud Moore when Parnelli couldn't run the Trans Am Series. And I'd do that. And Bud said I run 5 times for him and won 4 of them and run second in the other one. So I had good success with Bud too. And after that, I went on to Hall and Moody, and we ran good. I won a couple of championships with them, 68 and 69, but that lasted a couple of years, and we was in California testing. So anyway, we went to lunch and come back, and they changed heads on the car and stuff like that, trying to make it faster. So anyway, Charlie Gray with Ford Motor Company, he was out there with us. So after we got back from lunch, he come in, he said, well, you might as well just load up and go home. Said, Ford just pulled out a racer. So anyway, they did. We just quit. We just loaded up and come on back home. And so when we got back, and next 2 or 3 days, I went up to Hall and Moody, and of course they had all kind of parts. They had enough parts and stuff to last 3 or 4 years, I guess. But anyway, I asked John, I said, well, what you going to do? He said, well, we've got to cut down some way or another. Said, the Ford has just pulled out, so I think you need to cut drive cheaper. I said, what do you mean? He said, you need to drive for 40%. I said, John, I ain't ever drove for nobody 40%. I've always got half of whatever you went. And I said, that other dime ain't gonna keep you in business, you know. So anyway, he said, well, that's what we got to have to do, you know. I said, well, I just can't drive for you no more. You know, if I can't get that, I might as well go somewhere else. So that ended that. I left there, and like I said, every once in a while I drive for different people. And Paul Seddington, he didn't have a driver, and he called me one time, and once or twice I might have drove for him. But anyway,